Weeping lasted all night. I know that joy comes in the morning light. So I march on to a new song, 'cause I've been marching to that old one way too long. And I gotta move on and take new steps every day, 'cause I know there has got to be another way. And a brighter day, so I march on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're live. It is Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And for those of you that have watched us before, you know what's up. You know how we start things. We start things with our sponsors. But first, I'll tell you, today we are going to have a very special guest. We're going to have some fun. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, all that great stuff, and then we're going to bring in. It is going to be a good old time today. Yes, it is. So, normally I started off with boss, but ladies and gentlemen, we have rebranded ourselves and we are now called Dreamers. I'll be getting that video real soon. But just letting you know, this is a really good time to be a part of this organization. So hit me up if you want some, is what I'm saying. So, next on our line of sponsors, we have Posh Women's Apparel. Classy, sophisticated, stylish. Here are some of the items that they have on their website. Your thing wear is that one in the far left corner, the bottom. Here's some things I got from Posh Women's Apparel. Boom, boom, boom. Hey. So if you guys want to dress like me, you can go to poshwomensapparel.com, and because I love you so, you can type in Asia and get 10% off. You're welcome. All right. And we also have Abella Eyewear. So y'all know y'all should be rocking the shades if it's been sunny out. Also, they got those blue blockers that you can see a pair right here. And if you want to go through my website, you will get 30% off. You can go to my website, ajajamal.com or .net, and you'll see at the top where it says Abella Eyewear, you will get 30% off. You're welcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you guys this wonderful, awesome young woman. I mean, she is just going to tell you what's what. Like, I'm so excited about what she has to offer. I don't want to spill things. I want to spill things. So please welcome my guest, Teresa. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing fabulous,
Great. I'm so excited to have you. Uh, Please, if you don't mind, introduce to the people who you are.
Yes, ma'am. And first, Asia, let me say thank you so much for having me on the show this evening. But my name is Teresa Carthron, and I am the CEO of Make Your Mark Media and Publishing. Our goal is to showcase the voice of women through media and print. And hey, before your audience even gets started, of course, we work with men as well. But our focus is to help aspiring authors and even already established authors to take their book idea out of their head and get it onto the shelf. Also, we help to market that book, as well as we teach you how to leverage that book, whether you're wanting to use that book to garner speaking engagements or to just add leverage for your business.
Okay, that sounds exciting. And I'll probably have to hit you up anyway because I'm working on a book too. And I know you guys have been watching me faithfully know that I was challenged to have my book finished by now. But listen, stuff happens, okay? Life has happened. So y'all gotta cut me some slack, but I am working on it. It will be ready soon. So maybe, just saying, work with us. Yes. Um, so first of all, in addition to what you're saying you are an author as well, correct?
Yes, I am a published author. My first book is Financially Fit. That's F period, I period, T period. And it is, yes, ma'am, it stands for financially, intellectually, totally fit for life. But Financially Fit is the name of the book, and it is sold on Amazon. I'm also an international public speaker. I've toured throughout Canada and Europe. Yeah. So that's kind of how my journey to this publishing company actually came about. So I'm not one of those people who just kind of pulled it out of the sky and said, hey, you know what? I think I'll start a publishing company. No, I've already been down that road of publishing myself, which actually I used that book. Next thing you knew, I was on the stage and traveling. So I'm talking to people about what it is that I know and not just what I've been dreaming about.
Okay. She's telling people what she know. Hey, hey. Okay. Not what she's thinking, not what she's speculating. She said what she know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell us what you know about these books.
Well, what I know about this book that is on the screen, I have been keeping it under wraps, but I am so excited. This is going to be my first children's book, and it is called I Am Beautiful. Um, and as you see, the characters are African American. It is not just for African Americans, but I thought that it was very important for people, Black and brown like myself, to be able to see themselves or have more examples of themselves in print. So Sam and Pam are talking about beauty, but not from the perspective of appearance. They are actually talking about how things such as keeping your room clean and not taking others' toys or not spreading rumors about other people, how that is a symbol of beauty. So I'm super excited to bring this book to the market. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's a lot to bring to the children. I'm excited about that. I need to get one. So, what age group would you say that book is suitable for?
So this book is geared for children ages 4 to 8 years old.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent. And what about this?
Bam! As you said, I'm getting excited
Yes.
about my own stuff. But this book is Self-Esteem Means Everything. And, you know, as we have been speaking before we started the show, I mean, self-esteem, that is like huge. I mean, even, you know, as we go into adulthood, you know, we struggle sometimes with our self-esteem, but it starts you know, with our children. I mean, there's so much bullying and things that are going on. I mean, we think that COVID has slowed it down, but hey, here we are in the digital age. And so, no, it hasn't. We hear so much stuff about kids being bullied online. So I thought that it was really important to bring this message about self-esteem. I feel that it's easy to be bullied when you really don't understand your own identity.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree with you. You know,
So self-esteem is everything. It is
yeah.
parents speaking into their children, talking to them about, I mean, it starts with the child as a baby, and the parents are actually, and as you notice on the book cover, I don't know if you can show it again.
Yeah.
Look, you have mother and father. And I thought that it was important to have both parents on this book, but it starts out with dear baby. So these parents are speaking into their child from the very beginning about self-esteem. So that's all I'm going to say about it.
Beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing. And you're so right. And with the whole pandemic thing, it definitely didn't slow down. I would say it got worse
Oh,
because we
yes.
have this online bullying.
Well, with the pandemic, I mean, everyone's at home and you're more isolated, so you don't have that physical contact or touch of those who are really loving to you, your support system. We're separated from the bully, but we're also separated from our support system. So,
Absolutely.
the pandemic has really been challenging.
Yes, it has. And there's a question from the audience. What made you write these books and what was your motivation?
Oh, you know what? That's really a great question. Well, just innately, in my business, I actually talk about self love, self affirmation, self care. And actually, one of my goals, or my goal for the next year, is to make self love go viral. And so I felt that it
Okay.
was just really something that was needed. It's the conversation that I hear from my friends who have kids. And I have five godchildren.
Mhm.
So, that is really just what inspired me.
That's excellent. That's actually why part of why I started this show in the first place. I did start it, after this pandemic started, and
Really?
yeah, if you guys pay attention to my slogan, my tagline that I always say, remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. That was created for my daughter, as I've told you guys before. And it's because so much has been put out there trying to tell our young ones what beautiful is and what beautiful isn't. And, you gotta look like this, you gotta dance like this, you gotta work like your hair needs to look like this, And it had my daughter all messed up. Oh, I wish my skin was lighter like yours, mommy. Oh, I wish my hair did what yours does. And, things like this. And I'm like, where are you getting this stuff? And I find out she's getting all this garbage from YouTube or TikTok and stuff. And I'm just like, well, they need an alternative.
Well,
So
comparison is a dangerous game.
it is.
And when
Mm-hmm.
you really just don't understand who you are,
Mm-hmm.
um, when um, when you let others define who you are, that's that can really be tricky because other people will let you down. Sometimes we let
Yeah,
ourselves down.
that's the truth.
Hmm.
And someone wants to know when will the books be released?
Oh, well, girl. No, I'm just joking. As you can see, I'm just like so excited. So they are going to be out just in time for Christmas. I Am Beautiful will come out October the 15th. And then
Okay.
following that will actually be Self-Esteem is Everything. There is already going to be a sequel to Self-Esteem is Everything. And
Ooh.
that one is going to be called Self-Esteem is Everything, especially if you are a teen. So,
Oh.
yeah, so that book there are actually two teenagers that will be working on that book, co-authoring with me, so that we can get that fresh, right now, today perspective. And I thought that it was important. And people are already going, well, we need one for adults. So we'll see. But I Am Beautiful will be out
Mm,
October the 15th. Self-Esteem is Everything will be out November the 15th. And
okay.
we'll give more information about how you can get on the list so that you will be in the know for the pre-sale, because during the pre-sale the books will be half price
Okay.
before the release date. So yes.
Ooh. Well, y'all need to. Oh, we need to, because I'm gonna do it too. We need to get on that bandwagon so we can get our stuff with that discounted price. Hello.
I want this
So
to be a bestseller. I want it to be a bestseller. So I would love to have your support and for you to spread the word.
absolutely, y'all heard? Spread the word. Spread the word. It will be on the website also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, so that you guys will remember to get it. And I will have it on the newsletter when I send it out. So you know what you gotta do. Y'all gotta sign up for my newsletter. Hello, go to my website. Yes. So, ma'am, first of all, people know that I love to have people on here that are inspiring, that are about positivity. And, we deal with some real tough topics on here too, but, I really want to encourage people. And so I'm excited to have somebody like you on. And when you sent me your bio, ma'am, the first the first sentence, she says to me, ladies and gentlemen, that she considers herself to be a beast in the mindset elevation street. Please break it down one time for us. What does that mean?
Yes. Well, you know what? I really do consider myself to be a beast at mindset elevation because it's really all about perspective. I talk about self love, but when I say that I talk about self love, self care, and self affirmation, it is really full 360 because it's all about the way you see it. It's not about the way it is, it's about the way that you see it. See, I'm
Okay.
talking about self love in every aspect. So I'm not talking about just perfumes and candles and going to get a spa treatment. I'm talking about the way you handle your money. That is an example of self-love. I'm talking about I'm talking about your relationships, how you handle your relationships, how you communicate, how you take care of your health. All of that, all of those things have to do with self-love. That's the way that I see it.
Excellent. I completely agree with you. Look at us come full circle, ladies and gentlemen, because what did we do last week? We were talking about health and fitness. And what did she say today? That is a part of self love. Amen. So I've been doing the self love thing all week. You know what I'm saying? I lost 6 pounds. Thank you. Hallelujah. Dealing with last week's challenge. But dealing with this week, this whole self love thing, I think people kind of treat it like it's a fad kind of thing, or just something to say, self esteem, hashtag self love. But no, you guys, like this is real. Depression is out there. Stuff is taking people down mentally. We don't have that self love, then we right behind them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just saying. So, I want you to tell all of us like what got you involved in all of this. What caused you to get involved in the self love thing?
You know what got me involved was really, I've always really been very conscientious of, I say that I'm atmospheric, if that's even a word, if you can understand that, meaning that I'm just very conscientious about the things that are surrounding me. I'm not afraid to speak, but I'm very good at listening. So there was a period of time where the people that were around me, I was hearing a lot about loneliness. Or there was a time where I was working with one of my girlfriends and we saw one another every day. And literally one day, I realized that her home had been foreclosed on and she
Mm.
and her children had to move out of the home, and they had moved in with another family member and were living in a basement. And I was so stunned because I was like, well, how did all this happen? And I didn't know. So I realized that people have all these struggles, that we all wear a mask. Let me simplify it, that we all wear a mask, and so we're smiling, but sometimes there's so much pain behind it. And just looking at that and a lot of other incidences and watching people be bullied or be sad or be depressed all the time, I really felt that I could lend my voice to that. And I quite simply saw that in a lot of instances, it was that people really didn't have a strong identity. They really were not sure of who they were, whether it was at work or whether it was in their personal relationships. They could not speak well to defend themselves because they didn't even know who they were in the first place.
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand that. And depending on your background and what kind of people you're involved with, you can get lost in the sauce. Get lost in what everybody else's expectations are of you, and what's in or what they feel makes sense. I I was watching the show Bigger, and I know a lot of people don't watch TV, and I don't really watch a lot of TV either. But when I watch, I binge, and I the show Bigger was talking about or dealing with the whole thing of being concerned about other people and how they see them, which is what kept them from fulfilling their destiny. You know, they held themselves back from starting their own businesses. They held themselves back from saying, hey, I'm into this, or I want to pursue this, I want to fulfill this. So they're, all these other people are talking down to them. And that can be very discouraging and make people feel like they're just lost and not able to identify who they are. I
Well,
struggle with
I
that
mean,
myself.
yeah, I mean, well, what you're saying is like, it's not just comparison, but it's like, how can you, it's a question misplaced. Like, how can you ask a broke person how to become a millionaire? So you're asking the wrong people for the answer to your question. And so you can't go higher because you're asking. I mean, the question is a great question. You know, Robert Kiyosaki said something. He said your friends love you. They just don't want you to leave them behind.
Oh.
Now, I added on to that and I said, yeah, but guess what? We love our friends and we don't want to leave them behind. You know, I had to
Right.
admit that to myself. You know, there are some people, or I have not reached my peak because I spent a lot of time trying to bring people along with me. But what you have to understand is that you're an eagle. See, when you are an eagle, a chicken can't go where you're trying to go. Now it's nothing wrong. It's not wrong with the chicken, but you're an eagle. Now
Mhm.
you can be friends with the chicken, but quite honestly, see, as an eagle, if you keep trying to get that chicken to go, and then one day you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna jump on this chicken because it's beautiful up there, and I'm gonna take this chicken with me, right? So you
Hmm.
grab that chicken, and the eagle is just flying on through, and you're going higher and higher and higher, and the chicken is just bucking like it's struggling, right? Now you get mad at the chicken because you like, dang, if you would just flap your wings and help me, we would get to this mountaintop much quicker. But see, then as you keep going higher and higher, you still trying to hold on to the chicken, and now the chicken seems heavy because the chicken is now no longer resisting, right? But when you get
Hmm.
to the mountaintop and you put the chicken down, guess what? The chicken died because the chicken cannot breathe at that atmosphere. So you're trying to take something along with you that really
Ooh.
exists up there. So you got to let the chickens be, guess what? A chicken. And that's okay. But you go
Hmm.
be an eagle, but you're going to have to find a way to communicate with other eagles. And guess what? No excuses, because I don't believe in excuses, because I have a lot of mentors that I've never met. You know, you have YouTube, there are books, there are ways that you can communicate and that you can get what you need. But, don't ask the
Hmm.
question to the wrong person.
Mm. Honey, I, mm, I need to take all that in.
What
You
are
was
you drinking over
preaching.
there? Because you're going from one cup. You got a cup, a
Okay.
bottle.
Yeah, I know, right? So I got this is peach balls in here, and I got chamomile tea over here. I got some water over
You
here.
drinking all of them.
I got everything covered. What is you drinking? I know it. Everything. Um, Lord. But yes, you are preaching, honey. And there's another question, and let's listen, Bart. I'm gonna address that question, but I want us to get deeper into it after the break. And I know you know what I'm talking about with the break because you was on the show, and I know you know what's up. So, and please, ladies and gentlemen, continue to ask your questions, leave your comments. We will address them as long as you ain't acting crazy. Hello. Uh, so, I want to know from you, Miss Teresa, did you struggle with these things before yourself? You know, you're talking about self-esteem and self-motivation. Are these things that you had challenges with yourself?
I thought that I told you that I only talk about what I know, not what I read. No, I'm just sorry. You know what? Yes, absolutely. Now I think that internally, I'm genuinely, I have a positive internal compass. But I think that you and I were talking about something. You know how you can look at people and you just think everything is just well with them and they have just never endured any
Yeah.
challenges. Well, we can all be great in one area and not so great, in another area. So even though I have been able to experience wonderful things in my life, I've still had struggles. And there was a time in my life where I really was having all of these negative thoughts. And I mean, they would just come out of nowhere and they would have my emotions going around, I mean, really like a roller coaster. And, I found that it occurred a lot in my marriage. Honey, I could get mad at my husband, tell him a piece of my mind, be mad and forgive him and be the made up, and my husband didn't even know anything about it. I would be in my own world, just having a you know, just mad. I'm just wow. Hey, am I the only one? Just
No, you ain't the only one.
look, just having a fit, right? And he doesn't even know that I'm upset or what's going on or anything. But if you're spiritual, I just one day it just became clear to me that we understand that the enemy does not like marriage, and that I really, in my interpretation of it, it was that it was just an attempt to break up the marriage and to have me in a state of just not good communication. Well, what I decided to do about that was, as they say, sometimes you have to encourage your own self. Sometimes you have to face yourself and realize that you're a big part of the problem. And so I faced myself, but I also challenged the enemy. See, I spent an entire year calling him out, meaning that, sometimes something can get victory over you because you won't open up your mouth and confront it. And confrontation, I mean, I don't know, that was my word, but to each person, to each his own. Come up with your word, but I call it confrontation, meaning that I spoke out. You know how I mentioned earlier, and I said sometimes, that we all wear a mask. During that time, I even said there's a book that I'm going to write, and the title is going to be Shout, I Can't Hear Your Pain. See, because you can be in pain, but no one knows. So I started speaking it out loud. And so if I felt something, if I thought something, I would turn and I would ask my husband, do you so and so and so and so and so? And he would, I wish I would have been taping it, because if you could see now, you could see that he would literally be confused. But in my head, it would be so loud, But after I started confronting it, and then I filled my home up with affirmations. I literally took neon cardstock paper. I mean, I went deep. I went to the dollar store and bought dollar picture frames, And I got on my computer and I would type affirmations, and I actually put them in those picture frames, and I put them all over my house. So no matter where I sat, I would see something that what I say is my reality. When I speak, something happens. I'm already equipped with everything that I need to succeed. You know, depression will not have dominion over me. My home will be a happy home. I live a triumphant life. I live in abundance and not excess. See, I started confronting it. And as I confronted it each and every day, guess what? Those thoughts just went away. So now I'm not saying that the enemy has not come at me in other ways or that he won't go away. But when he understands that you know that game, right? There are some people who won't try you, right? Because they might try Sally, but they not gonna try you because they know that you not gonna play that, right? So so when I disarmed that negative type of thinking, I really got in touch, with that, and I started to form the words that created my internal compass, and I got in touch with my own identity. I started to define myself, so that kind of jump started my journey, and I just realized that it's easy for us to be off kilter if we're not sure, if we're not sure of the answer already. See, there are some things you're going to come at me with. I already know what my answer is. If I'm working on the job, I think that I'm great. If you fire me from the job, guess what? I'm still great. You might not think so, or you may not have been happy with something that I did, but it doesn't change the person that I am. Does that make sense?
That makes all the sense to me. Does that make sense, y'all? Y'all tell me.
So when you're sure, then all of this external stuff, it's not gonna knock you down.
I know that's right. We're gonna take a small break right here. And y'all know what's up. We're gonna play that final mistake, but we're gonna do the trailer first, take a little break, you grab your water, you got 2 seconds. But do what you gotta do. But for those of you that are on YouTube, this is what I want you to do. Thank you. Subscribe and like. Thank you. All right, well, let's take that little break and then we'll get into that game.
Hi, I'm Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of Pure Live. Pure is an acronym for perfectly undefined raw elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you soon. And yes, please feel free to reach out to me, Asia@asiajamal.com. If you got a story to tell or if you want to be on the show for whatever reason, reach out to me. I promise you, I'm the one that responds. So, what we are going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to play a game called Find the Space. So you are going to pay attention to all of the statements that are being read on this game, and you will determine which one is the fake, and if you guess correctly, you can win a prize. So here we go. Thank you to my producers for putting that together. Um, we will not have her respond right now. We will have her respond later and let us know what the fake is. So you have an opportunity to guess at this time. Someone says C. Okay, we'll let you know if it's C later on in the show. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. I'll let you know if it's C later on in the show. So let's get further into what you do. So we'll go ahead and address that question. He said, "What kind of coaching do you offer? Are you a coach, Teresa?
Yes, I am a coach.
And
And
what
they
kind of
said,
coaching do you
and
offer?"
what, you know what? I actually am a mindset strategist. And what I do is I work with men and women to help them to find out what they are doing to set to Lord, I'm stumbling around, stuttering. so
It's
let me
all right.
let me slow down. I help them to find out what they are doing to basically self-sabotage themselves.
Mm,
Yes, and that's
okay.
really important. Help you to find out what is holding you back so that you can achieve that success that you are looking for.
Okay. Okay. And I know that when we discussed what you do earlier on, you sent me two websites. So earlier we discussed this one. And you guys go ahead and write this down. This has to do with the publishing. mympublish.com. I hope
Yes.
you wrote it down because I'm not going to keep it up forever. Okay. And that's makeyourmarkpublish.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
All right. All
So at
right. So,
mympublish.com, the coaching that is offered there, as I said, I am an international public speaker. So I actually teach people how to go from the couch to the stage, is what I say. So if you are a person who aspires to be a public speaker, or you are a speaker, but you need to hone your craft, meaning that you need to find your beast statement. Like, I'm a beast in the mindset elevation streets. I realized that although I spoke about many topics, really, no matter what I spoke about, I was really talking about mindset. So I have traveled the world talking about, debt management and money. I've talked about spirituality. I've talked about physical health. But really, at the base of all of that is really your mindset. Um, so um, with the speaking, I help you to find out what your B statement is, how to hone your craft, how to perfect your image for your branding. That's what's in that. And then also, if you want to publish a book, then I actually coach you through taking that idea out of your head to the point that your book is on the shelf, and teaching you how to leverage that book then to build either your speaking career or your business.
okay. And it sounds to me like everything that you do kind of ties into each other. So
Mm-hmm.
you did give me another website, and it talks about. Um, I say the other side of what you do, but it feels like it's kind of all encompassing, really, all together. It's working together, and that's this website right here. You guys write it down.
Woo!
mteresat.com.
I still get excited. What I say about I am Teresa C. See, there's something that Jay-Z says. He said, "Don't be around the block." He said, "I bees the block." So
Uh-huh.
for me, that's where I am the block. I am Teresa C. Is actually, that's my home. Um, you
Mm,
know, um, that really tells you everything that I do, what I've done, where I've been, the companies that I've worked with. So I didn't just kind of appear here. Um, I really have, just had great opportunities, and I have put in the work. So that's really what I Am Teresa C is all about. And that is where you get your self love, self-care training. You learn about how to stop sabotaging yourself, how to level up in your business. And yes, it is. It's all encompassing.
And ladies and gentlemen, I will remind you that she says she works with men and women, so it's not just a girl thing. Even though we all about that girl power up in here.
And you know, it's what's really interesting about that is, you know, when I started the company, you know, I said we're focusing on women, but really initially, when I would speak, that seemed to be who my audience was. And what you have to learn about business is you have to evolve. You know, you go where your customer is, and your market can change. But initially, you know, the people that I would speak to would typically be women. Those seem to be the people who were drawn to me. Now, you know, perhaps I'm better at it. That's what I would like to think. See that positivity. I would like to think that I have become a better communicator. And now I see that there are men who are drawn to me. As a matter of fact, you know, when I started Make Your Mark, I said, you know, the men seem to ignore that because it says on there showcasing the voice of women through media and print. But my first 10 clients have all been men. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Wow.
you know, you know what's so funny is I thought because of the things that I talked about that I had a mostly female audience until I checked it out, and it turns out that most of my audience, and when I say most of my audience, I'm talking about over 80% of my audience is male.
Wow.
So you know, you never know who you are affecting, who is paying attention, who's listening, who is benefiting from what you have to offer.
Absolutely. I think the key is really to just be authentic. I mean, we can get so caught up in perfection or what's in our head of what we think is going to be. Like, we try to see the end from the beginning, but we weren't designed to see the end from the beginning. That it doesn't work that way. So, you know, but if you're just your authentic self, there goes that self identity, then the people that are for you, they're going to be drawn to you. You know, another thing too, you know, there are two different websites. Although, you know, I'm one person, so you're going to get both things. You're going to get, you know, me in both places. But the Make Your Mark, you know, it's not about me. So that's why my face is not necessarily on it. You know, it's really about those authors and what they are trying to do. I Am Teresa C is, of course, that's where, you know, people are coming to see me. So that's another thing, you know, in business, you want to make sure that you don't confuse people. So I try to kind of talk about one thing, you know, at a time. But, you know, here we are, and everybody's getting the whole tea. See, you got a water bottle, a glass, and you got a cup. So you're kind of getting it all. But you know, that's just a business tip. I do, you know, business coaching as well. You know, just teaching. I don't want to say that I'm doing like, you know, washing windows and painting cars. You know, it's not that type of thing, and that's why I show up differently. You know, that's another thing about, you know, when you're minding your business, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a parent company. So, you know, really, I Am Teresa C would really be my parent company. Like Jay-Z, you know, he has music, but then now he has wine, or, you know, so same thing.
Okay. Somebody likes Jay-Z.
You know what? I don't know if I want to say I like Jay-Z. You know, but yeah, I do. I saw him in concert once, and I was like, man, he is like, you know, yeah.
Hey, I'm not a fan of all of his music, but I respect him. He is a really good
Absolutely.
businessman,
Like I said,
man for his community. Yes.
absolutely. You know what? I like greatness. I like forward movement. You know, I like authenticity. I like, people
Mhm.
who aren't afraid to say, hey, I messed up on this, or hey, this is my truth. Are people who are really trying to do something to achieve. Again, it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to actually put things into motion. And so I'm attracted to that. I could probably name a whole bunch of other people: Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, as I already mentioned, Tony Robbins, Anthony O'Neill, but just whatever is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's some great stuff. And so, with everything that you mentioned and all the stuff that you're into, which I love, 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 I want to know. So I know that you said that you are a godparent, so that tells me you don't have children of your own. But so with the godchildren that you have, what kind of things do you find important to impart into them on a day-to-day basis?
You know what? My favorite affirmation is that you're already equipped with everything that you need to succeed. To I try to impart to them that it's important to not always feel like you need to follow the crowd. To be willing to trust your own decision. To if you It's okay to not know the answer all of the time. That really a smart person is a person who, if you don't understand, to actually say it, to say it. I don't know, or to go and find the answer, but not proceed and either put yourself in danger or someone else. To be honest, to be trustworthy, to decide who it is that you really want to be, how you want to show up in the world, and go for it.
Amen. Amen for all of that.
All of it.
All
And
of
they
that.
just laugh when they're around me because they're like, here she goes.
Like, all right, okay. Okay, I
Here
got you. I hear
here she
you.
goes.
I understand. I understand. My children do the same thing because I have my moments where I'm like, listen, come to me. I want to talk to you because tomorrow is not promised, and you never know when your last moment is for you to be able to impart the right things into people. And first of all, I want to make clear you don't have to have your own children to do this. You don't even have to have godchildren to do this. Just be that good example to everybody around you.
Oh, absolutely.
Period, point blank. I mean, you never know. Like, there are so many crazy things. So here's the thing. I am originally from Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't know. If you didn't know, you ain't paying all the way attention, is all I'm saying. And with me being from Chicago, I moved to Indiana because I wanted to get my children away from all the violence, all the foolishness. It was like hearing shootings was a regular thing. It was like, oh, gunshots. Okay, well, it's a Tuesday, whatever. You know. And so when we came out here in Indiana, it was calmer, it was quieter. Pandemic hit, and it was like, wait, did Chicago move? Because we got all kinds of foolishness going on. There's more shootings, there's more murders. Some of the stuff that I read about, I don't even want to mention on here, is just horrible. And not too long ago, there was actually a shooting at a school not too long from here. It was, it made my heart just beat. And, praise God, it wasn't at any of my kids' school, but it wasn't that far away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with all of that being said, it's like I want to take every opportunity to impart positivity into them because you never know when your last opportunity is. And what you're doing, Teresa, is amazing. And I want you to know that it's amazing.
Well, thank you.
And we need more of this. We need to amplify this.
Thank
You
you.
know, this is what we need to hear more of. Thank you. Like seriously. Oh my gosh. Time's running out and I'm running my mouth. Shut it up, Asia. So before we go, though, I want to give you guys one more opportunity, and we're not about to go right now. We got a little bit of time, but I want to give you guys one more opportunity to guess at that final space. So I'm gonna play it one more time, and then she's gonna tell you which one it is. Here we go. All right. If you do not have your answers in yet, then too bad. Because, and by the way, all of this stuff is time stamped, so I will see if you put your answer in later. Can't watch the whole show and then be like, I got it, I got it. So, Teresa, which one is the fake?
The fake is C, a pet snake. Ooh, honey, I won't even walk past a rubber snake. No, no.
Teresa don't do snakes.
No,
Okay.
ma'am. No. Look, I'll tell you something funny because we are having fun on here. I do have a dog. I actually have two dogs, and I was at this specialty pet foodie store, and they had like these little buckets, and they had dog treats in them. And I passed by this bucket, and I looked in there, and I said, "Oh my God, is that snake skin?" And I mean, I jumped, and the lady looked at me and she said, "No," she said, "It's dried fish skin." And I was looking at it, and I mean, I wouldn't walk over near. I would not touch it. I was like, "No, it looks like a snake." And I mean, I was standing just like that, and she was looking at me. I was like, "Girl, I'm about to run out the store." So no, nothing. I said, "No, that looks like And so I couldn't even touch it. So I said, my dogs will not be eating that, period, because I couldn't even pick it up to put it in the bag, let alone bring it home to give it to them. So there is no pet snake. No.
That is hilarious. So somebody guessed it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this person knows you. Am I correct? That this person knows
She
you?
does.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
See, I see you. I see you. See, I know, you know, when people start
Look.
off and mhm. That's a friend right there because she was straight amening you from the very beginning. I was like,
Yes,
I know you know her.
you know
I know
what?
you know.
But you know what? I'm authentic, and I would say that she's authentic as well. So I do have, some people who have like supported me, who are just there, and they call me on the carpet, and she has called me on the carpet, girl. But I look.
It's a beautiful thing.
Me and you will never
Yeah. Well, even though you already know her, you can still win a prize anyway. So if you reach out to me at asia@hjamal.com, I'll get you some. Okay. You're welcome. All right. So So we got 5 minutes left to go. So sad because we having so much fun. I want you, Teresa, to tell my viewers, my audience, what you want to leave them with. Leave them with your words of wisdom.
Real quick, you want me to share with them about trash?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because she was telling me about this before the show, y'all.
So
Come on.
okay, so let me tell you about the trash now. Okay, so what I want to say to you is that each and every day in every aspect of your life, there are things that occur that are nothing but trash. I mean, in your work life, in your friendship life, in your married life, in your sibling life, in your family life, in every single aspect of your life, there are things that occur that are nothing but trash. Now, the problem with trash, just think about it. You know, each one of us has a trash pickup service, right? And either it comes by once a week or twice a week. But just think about it. When do you realize that you have forgotten trash pickup day? When that trash can is already passing you by, right? And you hear that, and so you don't even have time to get the trash together to get it outside. Now, what do you do with that trash when you don't get it to the curb? Well, what happens? You have to hold on to that trash until the next time that they come around. Well, guess what? Dub each and every day trash pickup day. See, the problem is that every day these things are happening, but we just keep holding on to the trash. We need to get rid of it. Okay. So now what does that mean? How do you do that, Teresa? Great question. I'm glad that you asked. So one thing that I did when I first, got this, got this epiphany was I used to carry around sticky notes. Sticky notes don't cost anything. What, you can get a whole little thing of them for like 70 something cents, but under $1. And every time something happened, whether it was a look that somebody gave me or something that was said or someone hurt my feelings or whatever it was, and it was misplaced, I would write it on that sticky note and then I would just throw it in the trash. It is amazing what that does for your mind, just that immediate release. I would just throw it in the trash. I taught this lady this at a doctor's office, and she was literally sitting in the doctor's office writing stuff and just throwing it down. So, but anyway, get rid of the trash. And it's going to really, really help you. I mean, my friends and I practice this so much that, we call one another and we say, girl, look, I'm getting ready to tell you something, but let me preface it by saying, when I get through telling you this, I need you to throw it in the trash. But I need to tell you because I just need to get it out. So get it out and throw it in the trash. We crack up, or sometimes we're talking about something, and we're all emotional about it. And all of a sudden, one of us will say, trash, and we'll just burst out laughing. So it's just a way to like release that stuff that's negative because we hold on to it, and next thing you know, we are just depressed. But my last little thing that I will say to you is that you are the most important piece of your life's puzzle. Without you, your puzzle would always have a hole in it. You are the most important piece of your life's puzzle. Without you, your life's puzzle would always have a hole in it. So remember that you are needed no matter what. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what it sounds like, you are needed.
Amen to that. Yes. Thank you so much, Teresa.
You are welcome.
And before we go, please tell these good people how to get these books.
Yes. So if you go to www.mympublished.com, and if you just subscribe, then I will get your email and you will be in the know as soon as the pre-sale starts, and that's going to be starting very soon. So I would love to have your support. Spread the word. But www.mympublished. You can also follow me on Instagram at I am Teresa C.
Okay, I am Teresa C.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you see her name, so that's not hard. I am Teresa C.
Yep. No H.
No H. Wait, let me make sure I got it right. Oh, that's correct.
Yep.
I am Teresa C. Okay, cool. So that's how you reach it. Instagram. There you go. Follow her. Because I'm going to do it too. There we go. All of us need to subscribe, okay? Go to that website that she said. Go here. And we're going to go on Instagram as well. And we're going to follow her. And we're going to sign up so we can know when that book is available. We're going to pre-purchase. We're going to get ready to read these wonderful books. Amen. She got more stuff coming. Man, I'm excited about the other stuff you told me about. I'm not gonna say nothing right now. Not gonna say that right now. She's coming back. Just know that she's coming back.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the show. It is after 10. Thank you so much for being here. And remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. Till next time, next Friday, be here, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We love you. And have a good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Asia.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.